Good morning. It's a lovely day in East Sussex, so I thought it would be a good time to make a quick video about what I do in my studio. So today I'm making some A4 sketchbooks, and I haven't cased them in yet, so that means I've got various sort of stages of the process that I can show you and talk to you about if you're interested. So when we are making a handmade book, we start right from scratch down to the folding and cutting of sections. So a section is a group of paper that's put together is a bunch of pages. So here we have a quarto, so it's folded into 4 leaves, and there's a join up there to keep the sections together while we're sewing them together. This paper is a Stockwell drawing cartridge, 130 GSM, which is perfect for a sketchbook and for bookbinding, and I get this from John Purcell Paper, who are awesome UK-based paper supplier. So each of these text blocks, that's what this bit's called, is made up of 12 sections which have been sewn together. So the sewing here this is a French link stitch, which has kettle stitches, and here are the link stitches here. And then this has also been glued using PVA, which I buy from Ratchford's, which is a bookbinding suppliers. So we have our text block ready, but then we need to add the end papers. So the end papers is one I made earlier. Other papers that, when you open a book, they're the first thing you see, and they're often decorative. They're always decorative in my books. So in this instance, I have used Gemma Lewis. This is a digital print, and she is an awesome paper marbler who's in Wiltshire. So the end papers have been tipped on, which means the edge here has just been glued and then it's been tipped onto the text block. So there's front and back end papers, and then in this case this one has end bands, which are this decorative element. These are made end bands. Sewn end bands are beautiful but very time consuming, so I don't often do the sewn end bands. These also are bought from Ratchford's. And then we have a badly glued on, I need to do that again, piece of mull, which reinforces the spine, but it also plays an important part in the board attachment. So in a case binding, which is what this is, the case and the text block are made separately, and then they come together at the end. And the board attachments are the mull and the end paper. So having put on my mull, I will then add a layer of craft paper, which just adds more strength to the spine. So once I am ready with my text block, I'll make the case. And the case is made up of, well, you can see here. So there's 2 boards, which are the same size as the text block, plus a 3mm square, which is the difference in size between the board and the text block. So you want 3mm extra at the head, tail and foredge. Then we have the spine piece, which is the same height as the boards, and the depth of the spine of your text block. And then in between the board and the spine piece, we have a gap. And to create this gap, I use a little measuring device, which is just a bit of cardboard that's been cut roughly the same height as the text block and 5mm in depth. That means that we can open and close the book. So when it comes to putting the two elements together, and I can show you now, we do a process which is called casing in, which can be a bit nerve-wracking. So in my workshops, it's when people get a bit nervous. Because if it goes wrong, then it's slightly difficult to fix it. So right, we will have to find a different text block to do our casing in. Right, hang on, bear with. Right, so my text block is now ready for casing in. It's got the spine linings. I've trimmed the mole on the corners here and here. And I've also trimmed just a millimetre from the outside end paper, which is because when we apply adhesive, the paper can stretch and then it will be a little bit too long inside the case. So I've got my case ready and I've got my text block. I'm going to put them together and hope they fit. If they don't, it will be a bit embarrassing. So I'll put my text block inside the case and just position it where it should be. So there should be a lovely even square all the way around. And now I'm ready to case in.